long ago, in a part of the world called Pakistan, might be Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Old Uncle Stan, somewhere in the Middle East, in a little village, a little bit out of the way, there was a mullah, a holy man, the Mullah Nasruddin. He was renowned for being holy, for being a man of great wisdom and simple needs. He was a poor man, but much loved. And every Tuesday afternoon he used to sit in his courtyard underneath the apricot tree drinking mint tea. And all the villagers would come to seek wise counsel, resolution for their disputes and issues that were going on in the village. And the mullah would sit there drinking his tea and pronouncing his verdicts, giving his advice and feeling very pleased with himself. And one particular Tuesday afternoon, beautiful day, sun was shining, not too hot. The tea was just sweet enough to make it delicious. And he'd just given a very beautiful advice over the ownership of a tree that was on the border of two pieces of land. He was sitting back feeling very comfortable and very happy with himself when all of a sudden there was a commotion at the back of the crowd. And the crowd parted, and up towards the front came a woman dragging a 7-year-old boy by the left ear. Well, that was interesting. And the woman came forward dragging this poor boy, and without formally introducing or anything like that, she said, "Mullah!" That was a bit rude, but anyway. He looked at her and he said, "Yes?" She said, "Please be telling my son to be stopping eating of sugar." So the mullah thought about it for a while and said, "Come back next week." So the week went past, and the next Tuesday there was the mullah. He'd forgotten about the woman and her son. He was sitting once again in the shade of his apricot tree, drinking his mint tea, feeling very pleased with the beautiful advice and wisdom he was doling out at the villagers. And all of a sudden, once again, there was a commotion at the back, and the crowd parted, and up came the woman, this time dragging her son by the right ear. Once again, without formally being introduced or anything, humility or anything like that, she stopped and she said, "Mullah!" And he said, "Yes." She said, "Please to be telling my son to be stopping eating of the sugar." And once again, the mullah thought about it for a while and said, "Come back next week." Well, this was unheard of. And the village was quite excited by all this. This was the most exciting thing that had happened, in fact, for a long, long time. In fact, most exciting thing that had happened since that unfortunate incident with Uncle Hussein's goat, which I'm sure you remember well. And so there were all sorts of disputes and arguments and discussions going on about what would happen. What would the mullah actually say when he finally gave the decision? Some enterprising people started running a book on it, taking bets to see who would come up with the correct answer. And, it was very exciting. Anyway, a week passed. And sure enough, the crowd parted, the woman came forward, this time dragging her son by the nose. And she walked up and she said, "Mullah!" And he said, "Yes." And she said, "Please to be telling my son to be stopping eating of the sugar." And the mullah thought about it and he said, "Come back next week." Ah, dearie me. And so this went on. And as we have a limited time tonight, I won't bore you with every particular instance of when the woman would appear dragging the son by a different piece of his anatomy each time. The same question and the same answer. Until many weeks later. By this stage, the crowd had gathered quite big. It was becoming quite a spectacle once a week to come and see this woman come and ask the same question and the mullah and get the same answer. And the crowd parted once again. The woman walked forward, dragging the son by his left elbow. She walked up and she said, "Mullah." And he said, "Yes." And she said, "Please to be telling my son to be stopping eating of the sugar." So the mullah looked at the son and said, "Son, don't eat any sugar." Wow. The crowd was amazed. It's actually happened at last. Finally, oh, the heavens. And the woman walked up and said to the mullah, "Please tell me, mullah, why did it take you so long to do such a simple thing?" And the mullah looked at her, and looked at the crowd and said, "Before I could tell your son to stop eating sugar, I had to stop eating sugar myself." That's a true story.